High level is so confusing. If that's you right now, don't worry, because I put together this quick start guide for high level that's gonna get you up and running in 20 minutes or less. So let's get started. Wow, I brought so much energy that I woke up my cat and she actually came over to say hey to everybody. Hey! Okay, so what you're going to see here is the main homepage of High Level where you can get a 14 or 30-day trial depending on the link you use. I can hook you up with a 30-day trial using the link below, and there's different plans you can sign up for. Just to talk about them really quickly, you've got 3 different plans, okay? The first one is starter. It's 97 bucks a month. It's one location only, but still unlimited users, and you're gonna get most of the features here. So if you just wanna try it out, see how it works, host your own website, do two-way text and email, all those things, you can get started with the starter account. The second account is freelancer. It's $297 a month, and it has unlimited users, unlimited sub-accounts, and you can get everything in the starter plan. Plus, you can white label it, call it your own, get basic API access, membership areas, phone support, you can kind of see it on the screen here, and so much more. And then if you want to take it a step further, the Agency Pro plan is $497 a month, and you can actually white label this SaaS solution as your own right out of the box and automatically create all your sub accounts and everything, tie it to Stripe, and it's magic. It just works behind the scenes for you. And that one's $497 a month again. So those are the plans, and you can get a free trial plus all my bonuses using the link below. Step 2, after you sign up for a free trial using my link below so you can get all of your bonuses, you're going to get an email from High Level with your link to log in. So the email that you used in the first step is going to have an email from High Level, and it's going to look like this. And it's going to say, welcome to High Level. You can now complete your setup by clicking here. Go ahead and click that link. And you haven't set your password yet, so don't freak out if you don't remember doing that, okay? Then what you're going to do, step 3, is you're going to go through this tutorial, and I'm just going to do a quick run through. So here I'm just going to say agency, and then it says how many customers do you have, and I'm just going to leave that there. Do you have a website? Yes or no. I'm just going to say no. And then here you're going to put in your business address, and you don't have to, but it's obviously going to make your setup easier, because what it's probably going to do is go ahead and set up your first profile with this information. So go ahead and put your business address, and then it says, do you intend on reselling High Level? If you want to start your own SaaS company, this is a great option. However, for brevity, in this video, I'm just going to say no, but I do have lots of other videos on SaaS mode, Agency Pro, and how awesome it is for starting a SaaS company, so don't forget to check those out. After you put in your address, then you're going to click a link that says, awesome, let's get started. And it wants to know what business tools that you're currently using. So I'm just going to say that I'm using Clickfunnels and WordPress and Kajabi. So I've got a funnel builder, a website host, and a course host here in Jotform. By the way, High Level replaces all these tools. So, okay, so it just says High Level has a lot of features. Just say got it. And then here is where you're going to set up your password. So make sure that you don't forget your password on this step. Make sure it meets all the requirements here and click on set up my account. All right, the verification process here is going to email you a code. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that code and put it in here. Okay, I got the code, I put it in, and it wants a different phone number. I don't think you can use a Google Voice number for this. So I'm just gonna put in my phone number, and now it's going to text me a code. So go ahead and put that in there. Okay. Now this is where your account setup is going to happen. So step 4 it wants you to put in the information because it wants to set up your own account or your first client. I highly recommend setting up your own account first. That way you can get acquainted and familiar with HighLevel, and you can start using it for your leads to get clients for your business or your agency. So that's the business name. This is going to be your business phone number, and then your business website. And then you could also say, I'll do this later, but it's way easier to do it right now. So go ahead and do it right now. And there you have it. Your account is set up. Now, I'm going to show you how to start sending two-way texts and two-way emails, but this is your sub account. So this is where your leads and your conversations and your calendar appointments and your contacts will reside here. You've got pipeline management here, but this is where everything is going to happen. And this is the launch pad. So the launch pad is going to give you things to do. However, I don't see setting up your phone or your email on here. So we're going to go ahead and do that first. Okay, so step 5, what you want to do is go ahead and set up your phone number and your email. So we're going to click here and we're going to click switch to agency view. And then we're going to go to settings on the bottom left-hand corner. And then we're going to click on phone system Twilio on the left-hand side here. Okay, now you have two options when it comes to two-way text and phone calls. You can either use Twilio or you can use a onboard lead connector telephone system. I highly recommend Lead Connector because they actually have preventative measures in place to keep you from getting hacked, to keep your account from getting stolen, to keep your numbers from getting stolen. And it's a one-click quick start. So I'm going to click on switch to Lead Connector phone systems. And also we're going to have to connect our Stripe account because it's actually going to go through Stripe. So I'm going to click on Lead Connector. And since we're just starting and brand new to everything, we don't actually need to confirm that we want to switch from Twilio. However, if you do already have Twilio, I have a separate video on how to switch to Lead Connector. So I'm going to click on confirm. Okay, so it says success. It's going to be migrated in the next 48 hours, but we don't have anything to migrate at the moment. So we're going to click on connect Stripe account. It says once connected, the Stripe account cannot be changed later. It's recommended to use a new Stripe account dedicated to high-level earnings. So keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and show you what the Stripe connection process looks like. And if you already have a Stripe account, you can go ahead and log in with that. Make sure you choose the right account. And this is the sub account in Stripe that you want to choose to connect. Okay, and then the last thing that we need to do in the agency settings is click on email services and make sure that it says lead connector here. Now, you can use other providers like Mailgun or Sendinblue, but again, for brevity and ease of use, I highly recommend trying this out first. And you can actually even set up a dedicated domain that they warm up for you if you want. But I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that this is selected as the default provider. Okay, if you don't have a dedicated sending domain, FYI, it is going to send through the high-level sending domain. So that could be good or bad. You might have deliverability issues here. If you want to go ahead and set up a dedicated domain, click on dedicated domain and you can choose this here because it's going to, again, approve the likelihood of landing in the inbox. So if you want to go ahead and do this later, you can. I have this set up for all of my high-level accounts, and you're just going to choose like a subdomain. So you can see here it says mg.mydomain.com, and then you can click on add and verify, and it's actually going to give you domain records. So I'm going to use one of my old domains. Click on add and verify. Now it's going to give you a bunch of records that you actually need to add inside of your domain host in order to be able to send with a dedicated domain. So you're going to want to log into like GoDaddy or wherever you're hosting your domain and add these records. So I have another video on how to do that if you're confused. We're good to go on the agency settings now, so I'm going to go ahead and switch back to my main account. Okay, I'm back in my sub account and we have one more item to take care of. This error at the top that says update the billing address in your agency billing page. So you want to make sure that your card and your agency billing account are set up appropriately so that you don't have any interruptions in your service. But this is a free trial, so keep that in mind. But just make sure in here that your card and your billing address are correct. Okay, back to the sub account. I'm just gonna click on ignore now. Okay, there's so many things that you can do now in GoHighLevel. It's an all-in-one, right? So you can download the app on your phone to communicate with your leads. You can connect to Google My Business. You can connect to Facebook and automatically reply to your leads there. You can set up Yext and you can resell Yext. You can resell WordPress hosting or just host your own WordPress account. You can add your team members. So there's a lot to do here. However, since we just set up the phone system, I'm going to click on settings in the bottom left-hand corner and then click on phone numbers. And this is where it gets really, really cool. You're going to have settings like call forwarding, right? So you can set up a call forwarding to go to your cell phone in case no one answers. You can set up whisper messages with the variables in here that's going to tell you like who's calling. You can turn on call recording and you can do all this stuff. So I like to turn on the whisper message. That's just for me. That tells me who is calling and where they're calling from. And then also I like to turn on the call recording. We also need to go ahead and go to our integrations and set those up. So this is where you're going to connect with your Google account to get your calendars and set up appointments. This is where you connect your Facebook account to automatically start pulling in leads from Facebook and responding to them. You can connect to QuickBooks. You can connect to Stripe. We already did that. Shopify, TikTok, and Clio. And then once you've done that, you can, again, set up appointments, look at your calendars inside the app. You don't even need to leave the app anymore. There's a social media scheduler. So we've got our integrations. So if you need to go ahead and pause, just go ahead and connect all of your accounts. Okay, now my favorite tab is Sites because you can actually very easily and quickly spin up your own website or funnel in seconds. So if you click on Sites, you'll see funnels, websites, blog, WordPress, membership sites, all this stuff. Click on Websites and click on New Website. Check this out, template library. Look at all these templates. So you've got all these categories here on the left. You can click on anything you want. So they've got all these coaching templates. Oh, and look, they have marketing agency templates. So if you need a website, this is perfect because you can just spin it up and be done with it very, very, very quickly. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick this one and show you how easy it is to start setting up your website. So click continue, then you agree, and it's gonna start importing the website into your GoHighLevel account. Also, while it's doing that, they have funnel templates too. So if you click on funnels and you go and look at the funnels, look at all these funnels. So if you decide you don't want a whole full-blown agency website or a small business website, you can just start a funnel this easily. So I'm gonna go ahead and select this one and agree and say get this template. Now my website's done, so I'm gonna show you how easy it was to start my own website. Look at this. These are all my pages. I have 6 pages. Home, about, services, contact us, industry news, and something random. So click on home, edit, and then you can go ahead and edit and make any changes that you want here. So you can just click here and start typing. Look how easy this is. Then if you don't like that picture, no problem. Click on it. Click the little icon here and you can upload your own, right? Or you can pick one that's already in there. Then you click on save. You can put in your SEO metadata here and go ahead and update it. Click on save and we're good to go. We can preview it. I'll show you exactly what it's going to look like. Look at this. The buttons even move around and stuff. It's amazing. And the funnel is a very similar template. Look, I even have mobile view here. That's great. It's awesome. Again, they have tons of different niches that you can choose from on the website and funnel builder. And then you can hook it up to your domain very easily. Again, in GoDaddy or wherever your host is, there's one record that you have to set up in your domain. Okay, so we've talked about how to set everything up on the back end and how to create your website. Now, we want to talk a little bit about testing because my main thing is you always want to test. I come from an IT background, and if you don't test, you're literally throwing money down the drain, and it's super quick and easy to start testing. So what you're going to do to test is go ahead and go into conversations, and it'll say no unread conversations. Okay, that's fine. Go to contacts and then add a contact. So we're going to go ahead and add ourselves because this is what we're testing, and click on save. So make sure you put your real phone number and your real email in there. Now it's going to add you as a contact. So you can contact yourself a couple different ways. You can click on SMS and email. So I want to email, and I'm just going to say test and then click on send now. Now I did not set up my Mailgun records, and that's why it says unsuccessful here. Okay, so it's not going to work. So if I go over to my main HighLevel account, okay, I'm going to my own contact here, and I'm just going to say test SMS, and then I'm going to check my phone and make sure I went through, and then also email, send now, and I'm not going to get any error messages. So you can verify it two ways. One, you should not get any error messages, and two, go ahead and actually check your phone and make sure that you get that text message. And I do have a text message in here. Okay, so that's the rundown. That's the quick start. There's a ton of other stuff to do in here. There's reputation management, pipeline setup and provisioning, workflow automations, calendar, appointments, a booking system. You don't need Calendly. You don't need Jotform anymore. You don't need Callrail and Clicksend anymore. You don't need Clickfunnels anymore. Buy Clickfunnels. You don't need WordPress hosting anymore. You can do all that inside of HighLevel. So make sure that you sign up for a free trial using my link below so you can get all my bonuses, including a course and a snapshot and support from my community. And then make sure to check out my other videos on how to set all this other stuff up. I wanted this video to be quick and easy, so I didn't want to get too far into the weeds here. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos, and I'll see you soon. If you love my videos, but you find that you still need help with your automation systems or high level in general, I have great news for you. Nerd Level Academy is your one-stop shop for all of your training needs on high level, whether it's learning high level, setting up automations, automating your agency and your client onboarding, or even an SOP library. So go check it out at the link below, and I'll see you on the inside.